cause a slight delay in the program here, ladies and gentlemen. We got about a minute or so behind. I'm sorry, we're not even behind yet. It's supposed to start right around now. But we'll see. Yeah, the boat is being escorted off the course as we prepare for the final heat of the women's freshman 4. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have the start of the women's 4 about ready to get underway. Once again, for those of you just joining us, it is Long Beach in lane 1, San Diego in lane 2, Casitas in lane 3, Los Gatos in lane 4, Palo in lane 5, Los Gatos B in lane 6, and Black in lane 7. So this is, again, a full house, ladies and gentlemen. Very full house. But again, the top 3 will move on to the final. And they're underway, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, they have taken off, and the race is underway. It appears from here that there might be a slight lead. Well, nowhere, actually. This appears to be a very even start, ladies and gentlemen. All of the boats starting off at about the same pace, it's not the same pressure, and are on their way. As they row down the course here, it appears that Long Beach might have a slight lead, but they are starting to move into the rocks there. Again, like I said, this being a full house, there is a bit of a problem with that 7th position, that 7th lane of trying to keep yourselves out of those rocks from smashing into them, because we do have this side crosswind here, ladies and gentlemen. However, if I had to guess, oh, I'm sorry, that's not even Long Beach. My apologies, that is actually Zlack. I apologize profusely. That was my mistake. Yeah. So Zlack seems to have a slight lead here, but they are starting to struggle with those rocks a little bit. It appears, however, that oh goodness gracious, who is that? I think that is one of the Los Gatos boats is starting to pull themselves into a pretty decent lead here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't say for certain, but it appears like they are starting to pull it up. They're starting to walk up on everybody else. So, yeah, that's definitely one of the Los Gatos boats. Zlack, again, they've made it past the 850-meter mark, past the boathouse. They seem to actually slightly still be in the lead, but however, it looks like one of those Los Gatos crews is starting to pull up on them. That actually might not be a Los Gatos crew. Hold on a second. If that wasn't Los Gatos, that might be Paulo, actually. I apologize. That actually might be Paulo who's starting to pull up and go to the lead there. Yeah, I think that is. I think that's... So I believe it's Zlack and Paulo are in the contention for that first position there. As we move into about 500 meters to go. Yeah, Paulo and Zlack, as well as it looks like Casitas might be making a decent run for their money, giving everybody a run for their money here, and that push to get that top 3. It appears Paulo. I think that's Paulo, Los Gatos, and Zlak seem to be the top 3 at the moment. Hold on, maybe not. I think it's Zlak and the 2 Los Gatos actually. Some of these unisuits look a little bit similar, so I apologize for the confusion here. Yeah, it appears that... No, yeah. Looks like one of the Los Gatos crews, Zlak, and Palo Alto are the 3 crews in contention for this final heat here. Casitas doing what they can to try to pull themselves up as we push into the 500 meter. Long Beach as well starting to pull themselves into this top position, trying to get themselves into a position where they'll actually qualify for this final. However, they're going to have to pull themselves ahead of Zlak, who seems to be starting to slag a little bit. It could possibly be because, again, they're starting to have problems with those rocks. They're starting to get very close to those. If I were them at this point, I'd be trying to pull themselves off of those rocks a little bit so I don't risk hitting myself. At the moment, Palo Alto and one of the 2, goodness gracious, Los Gatos crew in the lead. Long Beach, Casitas, and Zlak in contention for that 3rd position. And it is a very close race. Casitas pulling it ahead of Zlak currently, but Long Beach is currently trying to do what they can to pull themselves back up to the lead and throw themselves into the 3rd position so that they can actually make it into this final. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do it, though. 250 meters to go, and it's anybody's race still. Long Beach, Casitas, and Zlak, all 3 of them doing what they can to get themselves forward into that 3rd position so they can make it into the final of this women's freshman 4. All these women, freshmen in high school, have at least 3 years ahead of them in terms of rowing if they continue with it for all 3 years of high school. All of them showing fantastic potential in this race. At the moment, as they move into the final stretch, it's anybody's game for this 3rd position. Anything could happen. However, I will say it appears that Paulo and Los Gatos do have that final, those 2 of those positions. The 3rd one could go to anybody, though. It's anybody's race.